Welcome back to another episode of Gregtech Community Edition Modern. Last time we got ourselves a bit of a thing going on. I can't remember the failed thing we did. I guess the other thing we did is we got ourselves some epoxy resin made. We made our epichloroidian using our propene, which it is cycling through until, and it looks like we got all of our chlorine practically gone out of there, because it does consume 1 chlorine per craft. For some reason this doesn't seem to be working. Not sure why. It should be working 100%. Oh, this is not getting pumped out. Oh. There's a problem. There we go. Oh, it works. Sweet. So, we now got ourselves some liquid epoxy. I think the only thing I forgot to grab is we now need to start making it into molds. And so I think what we need to go do is we need to come around over here and grab ourselves a transformer. You know what? We can actually do a diesel, or not diesel, combustion engine. Because I totally have all of those set up to autocraft now, which is pretty sweet. Now, an update on the Singularity. I stopped consuming the stone dust, although we could probably go back to doing it. But we only made it up to like 24, and I let it run while I was gone during the day, and that's as far as we made it. But in the last like 2 hours while I've been prepping for this video, we've got already another 30k because I hooked up a rock crusher to it. And so I'm letting that go ahead and run in the meantime, and we'll get those quantum rings running probably the next time I record, because I want to leave it on overnight when I'm sleeping. And if it's already gone that much in like an hour or two, it's going to probably be close to being done overnight. But since we have the epoxy, we just need ourselves that combustion engine. And then we can route some power over so long as we grab ourselves some pipes to do so. I want to grab all of them just so that we have... Actually, I think it'd be better to use a ender fluid thing. Ender fluid link. There we go. And then we want ourselves... something else open. Oh. A crate or a chest. We'll just do a crate, because I like to do those. We'll let that automatically export the epoxy into a crate. And now, some of you might have noticed in the bottom left, I have this new little character model. My wife so kindly made me up a model for her to be able to use on this, and I adore her. She's a pretty good artist, and I want to try to help support her in whatever way, so I asked her to do it, put that up. And it's pretty cool. It's something that she's so shy and bashful about it, but I keep telling her that she does such a good job on her art. The other thing that we're getting prepped so that we can actually do stuff with it right now is we've got some NOR gates that we just finished up using a pink lens that I just grabbed some bone meal. To get the white dye from the bone meal, you actually have to put it into an extractor. So that's a mild difference that I was not ready for. I was looking for ways to do that, and most places make you macerate it. Why can't I... Hello? Can I, like... Why isn't it pumping in? Do I have an output on that side? No. Something happen? Oh, yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, that's weird that it shows that it's got that much over there, but it doesn't pass it through. But okay. So I do need to cut up both these SoC wafers as well as the memory wafers. So we'll go ahead and start those up while we get the other few things going that we need to. We've got that. We should be able to grab out our Ender Fluid link now. And can go over and power up this basic fluid solidifier. Now, I wanted to look it up because I know that epoxy is going to be used for something else later. But I don't think the ingot's actually used for anything. The block of epoxy didn't seem to be used for anything. It looks like you can block it up and then cut it. But I don't see the point in wasting that step when you can pour it directly into a plate mold. And then... No, apparently you can use it in an autoclave to make carbon fiber. Ooh. Although it looks like it does have to be an HV. I actually might do that one that way. So let's grab out 2 buckets worth, I think. That saves us on the... we got tons of carbon, and it's super easy to get it, so never mind. We're going to go ahead and plop down our machines and just get that over with. So we need our fluid solidifier. I want the crate that I'm going to put it in, and our diesel engine. Positioned the right way would be wonderful. With our plate mold in there. And should be able to just say we want our... Where is it? Our gasoline. Did I actually pipe over the gasoline? I did. Wow, I kind of didn't realize that. So we need to figure out where that's going to. That's naphtha. Where is our gasoline? That one? So we're going to have to go all the way over, find out where we're plugging it into, dig it up. Right there's where we're plugging it in. So let's build ourselves that pipe all the way across. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I will say, as fun as these pipes are, I can't wait to have an AE system over here and start, like, using that instead. I know it's a bit slower than the pipes end up being, but it is a little bit painful to try to route all the pipes properly. So, we're going to get gasoline in there. I think we should have wrenched it first, so that it only goes one direction there. We don't want the sloshing to happen. So make sure it doesn't slosh. As you can see, I was trying to prep a good clean room here for it, but then I forgot we needed filter casings all around the top. I do not have enough zinc for all of those. It was kind of funny to find that out. Found that out and went, oh, it's a lot more zinc than I expected. So, but there we go. We're now producing epoxy sheets. And we can actually go ahead and store them in the crate next door. Which I think is what we're going to do for a little bit while we go and get our next part ready. So that's the sheets ready so that we can make our chips. So we're going to need electrum foil. And I want to make sure that that's auto-craftable, because that's going to take a minute. I want to make sure it doesn't do anything different here. Yeah. It's going to take 45 seconds a piece, so we definitely want to get the electrum foil auto-crafted so we can put that out there. So we need electrum. So we can make the ingots, we just need the foil. So let's go ahead and do that. Straight from the ingots, and when we say, there we go. Plop that into there. And let's queue up like, I don't know, maybe a stack. And done. I actually don't know if that's going to be enough. We'll find out. Now, the next part that we got to have after that is we need these nano chips, as they're the thing that is needed to craft the first part of the chipsets. So to make those nano chips, we actually need raw carbon fiber and liquid glowstone in an EV, chemical reactor. We have an extractor over here that I'm hoping I set up, it looks like I did, to feed our liquid polytetrafluoroethylene in there and start making us some carbon fiber. Uh-oh. What? It needs an MV1? I feel like I was lied to. I didn't realize that. I guess we will pop that stuff upstairs. We'll let that go ahead and keep doing its thing, but just not output. And we will grab our container and take it upstairs, where our autoclave is up there. Well, we can put our glowstone in here and to get our glowstone. And maybe we can pop in some more ethylene in here and get that going. Looks like we still got another little bit. There's our glowstone started. Looks like there is all of our liquid polytetrafluoroethylene. Now we just got to come up to our autoclave. Let's disable that. And then we need to empty this. So let's go ahead and just... I want to pick it up and drop it because it's going to refill anyways. Here, we'll pick it up like that. Drop in our liquid. And then put in our carbon dust. Make sure that neither of them are outputting. So we just want to be able to pick it up when it's done. And there that goes. So those are the two other components we need for each nano wafer. I'm probably going to go grab another couple stacks of carbon. And we can get those ready to go stack in there. But the 2 stacks there should be enough to start what we're working on. And then we just have to take it downstairs. I don't know why I only grabbed 2. I should have grabbed 3. So there is our liquid glowstone. We'll move some of that down, and we will come up, pop in 2 more stacks of carbon while we grab those, and take it all downstairs. Our SoC chips should be all carved up at this point. And they are. So that's awesome. We don't have to worry about power issues now. So we're going to put our carbon fibers in there, our liquid glowstone, and our computer CPU wafers. And right there, it takes the 1/16 of our carbon fibers and just, I think it's like 4 dusts worth of glowstone and it will make our nano wafers. So now that we've got all of that running, let's go get our epoxy boards and get those running to make sure that we're making our... Yeah, look at that. We already got ourselves a stack. So plenty more efficient to do this than to use our plastics all the time. But now to make our circuit board, we're going to need the... Oh, we need gold foil first. What am I doing? Okay, so we're going to pop them in here with some sulfuric acid. Boom, boom, boom. Gold foil. I don't know if we have any gold foil. Let's get... Ooh, no. Yeah, we can craft up another stack of this while we wait and figure out our gold situation. Gold... Do I have gold foil as an option? I do not. But we can craft up 16 of them really nice and quick by just tossing 16 of them in there. And then those will craft first so that we can start making our epoxy chips. Or epoxy boards. And then with the iron chloride 3, you'll end up making the printed circuit boards. I think that was why I skipped it. That's the quest part there. Didn't I already make that? Now, we are going to make a circuit assembler. I grabbed all the parts needed for it, and the reason I did that is because Quantumai. That was one of the recipes that was needed for making that, and I didn't realize that earlier, but I'm glad I got that stuff prepped up for it. Now, if we go back to our gold, we have our gold foil out. We do need more sulfuric acid, so let's go ahead and grab some more. We'll have to come back and dump it back away, because I don't want too much of it that I'm clogged up in my cells. There is that going through, and that should get through 16 of our epoxy boards. And then we can put our electrum foil in there. And we'll wait to pull out the rest of it, as one of the issues that we have is without a board in there, it will automatically try to push it through to the next thing. I did want to check, there is no other way to make these. That is good to know. But it's 30 seconds on there. Then I believe 45? Yeah, 45 on there. So once we get our next epoxy board, or like a couple epoxy boards in there, we can put another electrum foil thing up top. Let's go ahead and check up on... We need some more carbon before we go back up top. But now we just need to go check up on our circuits. Or not our circuits, our carbon fiber, and then our... Yeah, it is our circuits, the nano circuits. So we'll go ahead and do that. Go ahead and pull out the next stack of carbon fiber. The rest of our glowstone. And we can go ahead, hop on down. Dump all that in there. Put in some more carbon fiber, and there we go. We already have 4 nano fiber or nano CPU wafers. I think we'll let these go through, and then we'll start cutting up. I think we actually need to start cutting up other stuff here in a second. I don't know how much power we have left in that battery back there. But we're good on power. But we need to start cutting stuff up if we're going to get through cutting everything up. We are going to need our NOR memory wafers to make the more advanced ones, but we're going to start with these ones, as this is the first one we're going to need. We can actually place our advanced circuit assembler down, and this is the best part. So we can actually pick up our circuit thing and transfer it over to here. And I did build an upgrade so that we can actually add more patterns to it, so that we can leave our old patterns to use the rest of equipment that we have to build these different things, as well as we're going to need it anyways for the smaller processing chips. I don't think there is any other way to make those chips. Yeah, so there is no other way to make those chips besides with the plastic circuit board. So it is something we do need to have in there, and we're going to have a way to craft those. To finish up, we finished that one up. So now we're going to want our nano CPUs crafting. So we'll leave that in there. Those also take quite a bit of time, 23 seconds a piece. It's a little bit faster than it's supposed to be because I believe it is 45 in an HV that it needs to be done. There we go. We got our first epoxy boards. Let's go grab out the rest of our foil to throw on in there. And then I forgot, how much is it? Is it 4 for the board? It's 8. 8 for the board. And I think it's 4 for the... No, it's 8 for that as well. That's wild. That means 8 of them. So that means we had enough Electrum for the original amount, which means we actually need to make some more gold foil if we're going to be able to have enough epoxy sheets converted over to make the amount that we have in there, so that we don't have Electrum filling up slots it's not supposed to. Although I'm pretty sure it won't because we only have one more stack in there. But I think this is something that is quite enjoyable to see working. And now with those comes the other main part that we need to do. So we need a pattern. We need more crafted up, so we'll get another 8. I think that's enough that we'll need. I don't know how many we have up top. But I want to set these up for auto craft. And we were going to, with me shifting stuff around down below, I would be actually able to set it up to automatically craft the CPU chip stuff. However, I need more laser engravers to be able to actually set it up properly because, well, you need multiple different types of chipsets to be able to make all of these things. So one laser engraver is not going to be enough unless I find out a way to pull it out, which I don't have a clue how to do that. So we will go through and grab the different recipes. This is the first one. And so we don't need to worry about the nano chip thing there. The nice part, and this is something I'm going to have to go do and redo on all of the other recipes, because I have fluid cells now, I can actually handle recipes that only do half, which is one of the problems I had previously. There's our Nano-Processor. Then we got to double check. We have everything craftable but the RAM chip. That's good. And then same thing here. Everything but the chips. And the last one, which gets us into LUV if we get to there. And done. So there are all of the new chips that we can craft if we get into them. And they all are a processor. They're Nano-Processors, it looks like. Just like to know what it is I need to look up in my ME system or AE2 system to be able to find this stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... why do I feel like I'm missing one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe just because I feel like it. I don't know. There's that, and now we just need some NOR memory wafers. So those are going to take, again, 23.5 seconds, or 22.5 seconds. So the UI rounds it up to the 25. We've now got our full stack of carbon fiber stuff. We're going to have to... you know what I could do? I could just do this. I don't know why I didn't think of doing this before. Carbon dust right there. And then we just say accept the input. Yes. Oh, that's right. There's a fluid regulator up there. Oh. There we go. That's also another easier way to do that. Okay, we should have our very first NOR gates. That one. Oh boy, that's a nice amount. I like it when it gives you a full stack after 4. Okay, so put all of those in there with our epoxy circuit boards. We can go see how many more we've got. We got the 3 more. We needed those gold foils. Gold foils to get more circuits started. Especially since I don't know if we'll have enough to actually go through the whole thing. But if we type out Nano-Processor, go ahead and tell it to go craft one of those. And we should see our results. That's, again, not the button I keep trying to push. But that gets us through from there to there. We've got the system on chip. We've got everything. So yeah, we could actually make it all the way down here. Make some LUV circuits. I kind of want to find out what else we can do with this before jumping into it. I know one of the things, if we really wanted to, is we could start making the tongue steel stuff. Which I can actually unlock that quest as well, just by grabbing stack out. It looks like our quest lines kind of start to narrow down from here quite a bit. Yeah, and then I saw this earlier looking for something. I can't remember what it was. HSE and HSSE and HSS. They both have dashes in them. Both of those require liquid helium to actually chill the ingots, which is pretty terrifying. I think I set something up wrong downstairs. Let's go look at it. Taking way too long. This is why the testing and trial and error process makes sense. So we have it coming out, and we need auto input. There we go. Ta-da! All fixed. So there's the rest of our NOR gates. Our NOR memory chips. And we got the first Nano-Processors. So now with that, we can take that. We should be able to craft up our Nano-Processor assembly, or our first easier EV circuits. Oh, those go crazy. I didn't realize that. That's all the way in the 2 tiers ahead. I forgot. Starting here, you can jump 2 tiers ahead. So now this is also 2 tiers ahead, all the way in the LUV. Ooh. What can we do in that stuff? Fusion reactor. This is not a... Not a... wait, it produces? No, so that's energy hatches. Yeah. See, and that's the thing I find a little bit sad, is I really like doing stuff with the other nuclear reactor mods that have them like mechanism and even I think it's just called reactors. There's our Nano-Processors, and we forgot to grab out the other one, so we'll have to do that really quick. And we can craft up our supercomputers afterwards, maybe? Oh. I think the craziest thing is this armor is not long for this world at this point. With getting the better circuit things, we'll actually be able to craft up even better stuff. There's our circuits there to clear that quest. We clear it? Hello? What else are we depending on? SMD components. Okay. Well, I have them. SMD. Boom. 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 Boom? Here we go. Now we got our circuits. And our HV circuits. Test everything. This is how we do this. And I messed up and forgot the, forgot those. So this is where I wanted to show you. So it's been 30 minutes here. And we're already up almost another 10,000. Like, I should have done this from the start. That's kind of crazy. Probably more like 50 or 60. I'll have to look back in recording and I'll probably find out that it's a lot less than I thought it was. But I just find that crazy that it's... The only reason that it shot up so much with the stone dust is I already had so much from previous endeavors. And... yeah. It's one of those things I could have had it pretty much done by now. There's the last of those circuit boards. And now the question is there a problem? Hello? Nope, it just wasn't finished yet. There we go. Nano-Processor. Now comes the last one, which we want to actually pull that out first. Hold on. Get the achievement, and then do the last one, which will actually consume our nano-processors there too. I guess that was the big thing, is it was using the lowest tier to get up there. I think those recipes are pretty long too. 20 seconds for the nano supercomputer, so yeah, that's about... I think it's about a minute for the full thing. And it's a pretty nice little setup we got in here. I just can't wait to transfer it to that new one that I've got over there. As soon as I find a pile of zinc and get through all of the ore that I have currently on back, it's gonna get through. On another side note, we still have tetrafluoroethylene, so now we can keep filling up this thing. Ended up actually getting pretty low on both of those, which is why I moved to make that ethylene generator up top. Gonna have to do that again because there are still a few recipes where you need polyethylene specifically for a few things. But we'll have to upgrade all of our new ones to get the polytetrafluoroethylene as the recipe. And then we can actually be able to like make things run much smoother once we've got those recipes changed. Although one of the other reasons I've kind of waited on recipe changes is I want to try some of the cool intrigue stuff. That, let's go ahead and look at that. We got like storage. It's not. It's like a pattern processor thing, I think is what it was. So if I look at that, where it was talking about segmenting off stuff. So doing something like this. I want to figure out how you can do that set up properly. And I know I'm going to get some comments on like how to do it, but I want to figure this out myself. So it's one of those things that I'm going to figure out doing the thing where it's like, okay, put a pattern processor onto a storage bus, right? And then have So you can do it with an interface, it looks like. Then you need storage bus. Okay. And then you put out your outputs over here. One of the things I did notice as well is when you get into looking at the P2P tunnels, that, most used form of P2P. I'll probably have to read this offline, but compact the density of channel transport instead of a bundle of dense cables, a single dense cable. Yeah, okay. So just to got it. So I thought this is what we have to do for something, but maybe it's the subnetworking thing that I was thinking of, where you make some subnetworks to do a couple different things. And I guess you don't need anything specific with it. You just need the... Yeah, so it can... You power it with the quartz fiber, and then it can do some different things. But you just have to power it with quartz fiber. That's interesting. So, item pipe, fluid pipe, got it. Filtered annihilation plane, formation plane. Like, I didn't know you could actually place the formation or the annihilation planes. So. You can use like an interface for the crafting terminal. Acts as a local sub-storage that the main network can access. See, and that seems like it's probably far more useful for the auto crafting things. So you can have like a storage drive that holds some of the things that you need to have cycle through the system, and then have it only pull out the items that it needs to. Ooh, we'll have to get in a whole lot more of that. I'm hoping that that can be next time. But thank you guys for watching. We've now got our first nano processing mainframe. All of our circuit boards will actually be a lot cheaper to make, as each of these recipes are just flat out cheaper. And the only thing I was pretty sure of, there is a way to make 4, but we need to get to LUV to do the 4, because you need the ASOC wafer, which needs to be on the NADAC DOPT wafer, and that's going to take some time to get there, because that's all done in the future. But we do get more access to things pretty soon, as we're almost done with our EV tier. We've got some rubbers that we can make. I know I want to get one of those made. We've already done gasoline, I just haven't scooped it out. And then we're going to have to figure out high octane stuff at some point. But we'll have to take a look at hopefully doing that AE2 upgrade next time. Thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe and leave a comment. I will see you guys next time. Bye!